And welcome to Texas Local Live. I'm your host, Ben Martinek. Tonight we have Miss Simone Nicole up here with us.
Hello.
How are you, Simone?
Huh?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for coming out tonight. We
Thanks
appreciate
for
you
having
hanging.
me. Yeah.
It's going to be a fun night. We're down here at the ranch in Las Colinas, Texas for Tuning Texas on this Monday evening, and Simone's going to play some tunes for us in a little bit. But first, I'd like to get to know you.
Sure.
I'd like to get to know about. I always ask the first question of why music? Why this industry?
Ooh. I don't know. It was always like a therapy for me. I just kind of like did it naturally. I sang around the house all the time, and
yeah, tell us how what you got started, like your past, I guess, as a kid a little bit. Yeah.
Well, I grew up. My mom sang all the time, and my dad
Very
played
cool.
guitar, so I always had music in my life.
It was there, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then I just started singing all the time. Like when I wasn't in school or during summer, I would blast the stereo for like 6 to 8 hours a day, just singing along, trying to find harmonies and everything.
Yes. Oh, you're good.
I talk with my hands.
No, do it. Yes, please.
And I don't know, it just kind of took off from there. I started writing when I was 12. I didn't even know what I was doing, like
Awesome.
Songwriting wise. I just did it because it made me feel better.
That's great.
Yeah, and
I
then
love that.
it slowly turned into songwriting. When I was 16, I picked up the guitar. Actually played drums first for like 4 years and switched over to guitar.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Percussion star.
Yeah.
I dig that. That's very cool. So
So-
your right hand is rhythmic then as you play?
Yeah.
Some flamingo style maybe, yeah. Sorry, continue please. I want to hear yes.
But yeah, after that, I started performing when I was 18, and I just kind of took off. I met some other musicians that just kind of pulled me under their wing, and
Yeah.
I found out you could make extra money on the side playing music, and I also worked at the time and all that. I guess this was like towards the end of high school, and I don't know, it all happened really randomly and kind of fast too.
Yeah.
So
Well, you started writing when you were 12, so I got to ask, have you recorded any of the songs, or do you still perform the songs you had first written?
occasionally.
Occasionally? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm just always
there's maybe
curious.
just one that I wrote when I was 14 or so that I'll play occasionally.
Very cool. No, that's awesome.
But-
I just always like to hear because, especially when artists start out so young like that. A lot of the artists we get are late bloomers or whatever you want to call them. But
Yeah.
high school or college is when you're really kind of starting to experience life for what it is. But if you're writing that young, it's interesting. Of course, some of them may be
Yeah,
cheesy,
some of them are really
whatever.
really bad.
I understand. No, I totally get it. But it's just interesting to hear because you
Yeah.
never know. Every now and then, I wrote a song when I was young, like the first one I wrote, and I still play, and it's just
Okay.
stuck with me. So it just,
Yeah.
I always like to ask, like to know. So, but interesting. So your parents played, or they were into music, so they
Yeah.
kind of influenced you in that regard. Did they ever kind of not force you, but kind of recommend that you take a route, or just?
Nope. They just kind of let me do my own thing. They didn't
Awesome.
even say that you could do music as a career. It just, I don't know.
It clicked.
I mean, my mom, it
Yeah.
just happened.
yeah.
I mean, my mom, when she was younger, she did like contests and stuff, and so I always heard stories
yeah.
about all of that. But I mean, I tried for talent shows and choir, and I was just singing my whole life, and
Very cool.
was always researching about artists that I was a big fan of,
Yeah.
and just like their life story and how they did with all the career stuff, and I don't know, a lot of the behind the scenes stuff always was super interesting to me.
Yeah, everything behind the music career. Yeah, that's always cool. You usually find out later in life, but that's cool. You got the
Yeah.
insight to that. So you, how long have you actually been playing live gigs, I guess, professionally, we'll call it?
10 years now.
Okay, very cool. So
Yeah.
you've got some experience out there. That's
Yep.
awesome. Very cool. So you said through high school and college, you were kind of starting to get into it, writing more, I assume,
Yep.
getting into the scene. So tell me a little, I know this is probably a generic question, but a little of your writing style or your, I guess your process and how you take your memos on the phone? Do you record a humming and you're in the car?
It really depends.
Yeah.
Usually I'll have lyrics first, so depending where I am, I'll write it in my phone, and then, or I'll sing it if I have a melody into my phone.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, I actually had like a little 4-track recorder.
Yes.
So I would sit in my closet and record like the songs and stuff.
Very cool. So you're tracking over it. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So I guess do you start vocally or
Vocally.
Okay, guitar.
Yeah.
Okay, that's always curious too because you
Yeah.
have both sides of the family. So
Yes.
some will go just writing the riffs and just I'll find something later kind of
Yep.
thing. Yeah.
But I always go back and write everything on paper.
That's cool.
So,
okay, handwriter.
Yep. So I have
Cheers
I have
to that. I'm all about
multiple
that. That's
books
awesome.
with just
Just
scribbles
composition
of
notebooks
words.
galore. That's what I got.
Yeah.
That is great. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right-handed.
I'm lefty. Sorry.
That's okay.
Thought we had that in common. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so you have been gigging for a while now. In terms of where you've played, has there been something that's just jumped out as like a good venue or just a cool event you've been a part of?
So far, well, this year, it really depends because it's not necessarily the venue. It's more like the crowd and
yeah. Oh, that's what I mean.
Whole,
yeah.
oh, yeah.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah.
So far, some of my favorite shows have been at what's it called? The Barbecue Ice House in Watauga.
Okay.
I did like a song swap with two of my friends, and
cool.
it turned into like the coolest listening room. The audience was super engaged,
That's
and we were
awesome.
having a blast on stage, and yeah, that was the most fun ever.
That's amazing. Yeah, you cannot like set that up. You can't plan that.
No.
It has to just
Yeah,
organically
it just
happen.
happened. It was so fun.
When was that? Was it ongoing?
I think that was last year.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
You need to get back over there and then you can tell them,
Yeah.
That's great. What night were you playing? Do you remember? I know I'm asking specifics now, but I'm just curious.
I want to say it was maybe like it was maybe a Wednesday or a Friday or something. Yeah.
It's even better.
Yeah.
That's why we try to the weeknights are usually, we like to hope that it hones people in a little bit. But man, that's cool. Okay, very cool. So as you've been playing around the state or wherever the region you've been playing, what are some things that you've kind of noticed, I guess, in the scene? What are some takeaways, if you will, for people that are just getting started, artists that are kind of, on the edge of jumping into the scene?
Right.
Yeah.
I would say, I guess for advice, like go meet your musician friends and make relationships with the staff of the venues and your other musicians, and it's really, most of the work is all networking and building relationships. So, and just work really hard.
Yeah, exactly. Keep playing, right?
Yeah, you have to show face all the time.
Yep, yeah, that's true. That's true. How often are you pretty frequent, like with your gigs, weekly, I should say? Are you pretty busy?
I play anywhere from like 3 to 8 times a week.
Nice. Oh, that's heavy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were just talking about it earlier. Like, you got to get on gig. If you can do 7 days a week, then do it. But is this your full-time thing?
Yep,
that's
since
even
May.
better. Since
so
May?
About a year now, yeah.
Wow. Cheers to that, too. That's awesome. I will take a drink to since May, yes. That is bold. So how was that a little freaky, like jumping in like that? Or?
It was a little scary. I had wanted to do it anyway.
Yeah.
And then I lost my job, which was fine. It was just kind of a safety net to pay bills and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was too scared to quit. Yeah. And they ended up letting me go. And so I'm like, well, I guess I'm doing this.
It's meant to be.
So.
I love that. That's amazing. The universe works in mysterious ways, doesn't it? Oh, it's
I was like, come on, you're ready.
You're doing this now.
Do
Yeah. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You have to.
So it's been awesome.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay. So what kind of stuff do you have coming up, I guess, for the future? This you haven't since you're very new.
Doing more traveling gigs
Yeah.
and more full band gigs, which is really fun.
Very cool.
Most of my stuff's like acoustic and solo or song swap deals, which I love the song swaps.
Yeah.
I will do those
obviously,
for the rest of my life if I can. But yeah, the full band stuff is picking up a little bit more, and I got some really cool guys playing with me.
Okay. Yeah, tell us about the band, yeah.
Yeah, so I have Morris Holdall on guitar and Richard Schaefer on drums, and then so far I haven't had like a super solid bass player, but Jacob Furr's played a few times, and then Carlos Shilinsky's playing with me on Friday. And yeah, so it's been really cool so far.
Cool, very cool. So you got nothing in particular, like you were like aiming for the big show, or like you want to get to the Steamboat or something to play some festival?
I haven't actually thought about that. I'm just kind of letting it take me wherever it goes.
You're just getting into it now.
Going with the flow.
You're just getting into that regard, I should say. You're definitely seasoned in terms of like what to expect, I should say.
Touring would be cool. That's something I want to try.
Yeah.
A little bit more anyway.
What's your take on that? I'm curious your mindset on touring. Like, what do you envision a tour to be?
Ooh. Maybe like more like something where you go for like 2 weeks at a time, like more coastal tours, or because I like to be gone for like a short amount of time and travel a little bit anyway. So if I can play shows while doing that, that's awesome. But I don't know how I feel about being gone for like months at a time unless it's
does it make sense financially? Like,
financially.
Yeah.
At this point, anyway.
Well, anytime.
So.
I mean, think about some of the biggest bands ever. This, how long do they really go on tour for? A 6-month tour might be max, or maybe a year. I guess worldwide
that's
tours
true,
and stuff. But realistically speaking, I mean, you're kind of handcuffed to a budget and to a mileage,
that too,
if you will.
Yeah, and everybody else's schedule, and you want to make sure everybody gets there.
Not to mention a band. Yeah, I'm thinking just you. No, there's definitely other mouths to feed in that regard. So okay, cool. Yeah, I'm curious, people getting into that too. I like to get the perspective of the scene too, which I like to ask, what's your perspective of the Texas scene, if you will, but if you played anywhere else.
I mean, I lived in Nashville for 2 years just to branch out and see what would happen songwriting-wise. But
how
I don't know.
That? You have to come back to that if you want to keep going, though.
It was interesting.
Okay.
But Fort Worth is just amazing to me. Like, it's a big family. Even Dallas, like, it's starting to merge together a little bit with some of the artists. It's a big family. We're all supportive of each other. And it's a variety of genres, too. Like, I have friends that play rock music and stuff that's more pop than the Texas country and everything.
Yeah.
Just singer-songwriter stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love it so much.
Like, it's amazing.
I've never felt so much at home with like a group of people.
That's good. And we're here in like Las Colinas, in like dead center of both. So we're trying to bind them both together some way, shape, or form. We've definitely had a lot of the Texas songwriter type, on the show, but we've had a few that have been more indie, I guess you'd call it, alternative acoustic songwriter. And so we envisioned this to start out as being wholly encompassing to all the artists, all different genres of music. But to be honest with you, I guess this genre that we've had mostly are just the ones that go after it. Yep. Like, and I'm a blues rock guy. Like, I'm definitely, kind of on the other side of things at some point. So it's really been cool to see. But sorry, on a tangent. Tell me a little about Nashville, and then I want to hear about where to find some of your stuff.
Ooh, Nashville was an experience. I had a hard time just breaking into the scene because I didn't know anybody.
Yeah, it's tough.
And the few people that I did know, they already kind of had their. I don't want to like talk bad about it or anything, but I just feel like it was very cliquey.
Yeah.
And because everyone that's been there has been there for 10 plus years, and they have a name for themselves already, and it's super, super competitive over there.
Yeah.
Because everyone's playing music and trying to get gigs and.
In a very tight area.
Yeah, and everyone's so talented over there too, and it was a little overwhelming to an extent, and I don't really feel like I was able to fully experience the music side of it because I ended up working 2 jobs to actually live and everything.
Yeah.
And I noticed that a lot of the other artists were doing the same thing, where some of them moved there to start their music career, but then they ended up just being a waitress for like the 10 years. Yeah, and I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to go somewhere where I can actually play. And so I moved back here and just kind of like met everybody.
Yeah, no, that's great.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. Well, where can we find some of your stuff, and then social media and stuff like that? Whereabouts can people get to you?
Well, I have a website. It's SimoneNicole.com, and then I'm on Instagram. I'm mostly on Instagram, but I have Facebook too, and Twitter, Reverb Nation, SoundCloud. I have stuff on iTunes and Spotify, Google Play, and all of the things.
All the interwebs. Everything's out there. That's awesome. Well, Simone, we're looking forward to hearing some music. She's going to be playing some tunes tonight for us for Tuning Texas with a few other artists as well. So come on out if you're not here already. If you are here, get another drink and a dessert and hang out and listen to some tunes. And thank you so much for telling us about everything. We'd like to chat with you.
Me.
Yes, thank you. And we're here's some tunes from you here in a bit. Cool. Y'all stick around. We'll be right back. Thanks.
This is a newer one of mine. It's called The Sweetest Kind. That rhymed. It goes like this.
He is a man on the He shared his troubles, gave me a glimpse of his love, until he decided he had more to learn from the world. I want to keep this moment in my mind. He tucks me in, kisses me goodnight. So this morning I took his photograph while he was sleeping. I wanna keep this peace I feel when he's tangled up with me. I cannot wait for morning light to shining through the windows. He's just the sweetest kind of love I'll never find. He is a man in a fight with no one but himself these days. When he came to me, I thought I could help erase the pain. He shared his memories, gave me a glimpse of his heart, until he decided he had more to learn from the world. I want to keep this moment in my mind. He tucks me in, kisses me goodnight. So this morning I took his photograph while he was sleeping. I wanna keep this peace I feel when he's tangled up with me. I cannot wait for morning light to shining through the windows. He's just the sweetest kind,